Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're watching this one. So we've now had two races in this Formula One season. As this morning we saw Piastri lead McLaren to a comfortable 1-2 race victory. Well, I say comfortable. It was comfortable for most of the race until the final lap, where Lando Norris did have some brake pedal issues, which allowed George Russell to close it out to 1.3 seconds when the checkered flag did come out, just in the nick of time for Lando Norris. But obviously the race win belonged to Piastri to make it 1-1 between the teammates in terms of race wins. And yeah, once again, quite similar to Australia, without the wet weather, it was quite. You saw how dominant that McLaren car was, and Piastri got off to a great start off the line, and actually Piastri didn't get off to the greatest of starts off the line. George Russell was there with him, but obviously Piastri did cover him off, and that allowed Lando to come in and overtake George Russell as well, and yeah. So it was a perfect weekend for McLaren. Well, perfect race for McLaren. It wasn't quite perfect in terms of sprint race, as we saw Lewis Hamilton win the sprint race. But yeah, perfect start. The perfect start to the season that McLaren needed. It was the perfect start to the season they needed, especially when they were expected to win, favourites to win both titles this year. And the key was to start the season well. Of course. So it's a McLaren 1-2. George Russell done under the radar at Mercedes, isn't he? He's done quite under the radar. Start the season for George Russell, back-to-back podiums for George Russell. Outperforming Lewis Hamilton at Ferrari, his former Mercedes teammate, already this season. So, yes, put that out there. Max Verstappen, it's expected with Max Verstappen now, isn't it? It is expected that he's not going to have the pace to compete with McLaren, with the two McLaren drivers. It's all about what can Max Verstappen get out of that Red Bull car, which is going to be the fourth best car on the grid behind McLaren, Mercedes and Ferrari. So we can't really judge Max Verstappen. He did what he can do in that Red Bull car. Just couldn't compete with the likes of Piastri, Norris and Russell in terms of pace. So of course there has been a few changes to the race classification due to obviously a few disqualifications after the race, which we'll talk about. Charles Leclerc and Pierre Gasly were disqualified for the cars being underweight, while Lewis Hamilton disqualified for what was excessive skid plant wear. They are drivers and they are teams, and they should know the rules. They should know the rules for me. The fact they do still get disqualified, to me, is not good enough in my opinion. But at the same time, you can be unlucky. Unlucky with it. And yes, we will. Charles Leclerc had a bit of a broken front wing as well, didn't he? So, in terms of his MPA, so that could have played a part, in my opinion. So, but the rules are the rules. The rules are the rules, and disqualifications for them three, and it makes it quite a bad start to the season for Ferrari. Quite a bad start to the season, because yes, people say Hamilton won the sprint race, but I'm not being funny. Hamilton got 8 points from that sprint race, which is the equivalent of finishing sixth in the actual race. And yes, for real, Piastri didn't get the media attention when he won a sprint race. Was it in Qatar? And yet, when Lewis Hamilton wins a sprint race, the whole media does nothing one out. They all over the top about it. I mean, credit to Lewis Hamilton for winning that sprint race, but let's be real, you rather get points in the actual race, to be honest with you. The sprint race points are just a bonus, and at the moment, them bonus points for Ferrari not really doing anything for them. Let's be real. So, but this was the full race classification then. After this disqualifications, a brilliant weekend for Haas, 5th and 8th. For the two Haas drivers, maybe we have saw the development in that Haas car compared to Australia last week. Ollie Berman, we won the trials of the season, P17 to P8. I think for me, he has to be driver of the day for me, Ollie Berman. Yes, he had a bit of luck with the disqualifications, but he already had a driver of the day performance because he did finish in 10th before those disqualifications. I saw a try from Esteban Ocon as well, as always, as you expect from Esteban Ocon. Kimi Antonelli, I saw a try from him, P8 to P6. He had a bit of, he had to saw a try from him as well. Both Williams drivers are in the points Albon and Sainz, so in the end, a bit of joy for the two Williams drivers. I mean, Albon, he was already in the points anyways, so he moved up a couple of places as well to get bonus points. And Carlos Sainz then his first point on that in the Williams car, despite he didn't have a great race at all in that Williams car. It just wasn't done well for him in that Williams car, and he tried his best in the Williams car. He was nowhere near the points, but then with a bit of luck or disqualifications, he'll take that all day long. And Lance Stroll, at the moment, Lance Stroll's outperforming Fernando Alonso. Fernando Alonso, albeit, has had back-to-back DNFs. Fernando Alonso again had Prix issues, that's why he DNF'd the race today. So Lance Stroll then outperformed his teammate, and Lance Stroll getting in the points again in Aston Martin. So again, Lance Stroll's probably proving people wrong as well. So if this meant obviously Alonso, Hamilton, Leclerc, Darcy, we all know about their disqualifications. Tsunoda, Nisa Hadja, which is quite unfortunate for both of them. After an amazing qualifying for the two freestyle drivers, this has had the one strategy straight away. Was toss both Tsunoda and Nisa Hadja the races. Sauber, just as expected for Sauber. We don't need shots anymore in terms of Sauber. And Jack Doohan, Liam Lawson, but then no surprises. But there is a lot of noises now. All of a sudden, Liam Lawson could be replaced at Red Bull, and could be replaced at long last by Yuki Tsunoda. And for me, my opinion on that is, why did they not do that in the first place? Why did they not do that in the first place? And to be fair, it's that Liam Lawson could be the one replaced before Jack Doohan is replaced at Alpine. Who would have thought that at the start of the season? But it's all noises at the moment. It is all noises. And for me, I still think Lawson and Doohan should still be given half the season at Yates, in my opinion. Because I don't think it's fair to replace them 3 races on. As much Liam Lawson's had a bad start, and already it looks like he could be more worse than Sergio Perez's last final season at Red Bull. So I just don't know why it is. Just don't know why it is with Liam Lawson. Maybe Liam Lawson's level was free tab. So I think you need to have a look at the team. Whoever made the decision to get Liam Lawson in, I think they have to be to PM. If they do replace Liam Lawson as well. But what happens if they replace Lawson with Tsunoda and Tsunoda's not up to it either? Maybe that's the risk they have to take. We obviously know the situation with Jack Doohan. We are expected to see Pinto replace Doohan at some point early in the season, because I just don't think he's wanted at Alpine, Jack Doohan, which is a real shame. which is a real shame in my opinion. So, hang on a minute. Let's get on to the sprint results. In terms of sprint race results, obviously Hamilton picked up the 8 points, Piastri 7, Verstappen 6, George Russell picked up the 5 points, Leclerc 4 points. Tsunoda did have some joy this weekend in terms of sprint rates with 3 points. Anthony with the 2 points, and Lando Norris, who did struggle in the sprint rates with the 1 point. But it just shows that there are different setups between the sprint race and the actual race. So what does it mean for the driver standings then after the Chinese Grand Prix? Obviously, Lando Norris with 44 points, Max Verstappen with 36, George Russell 35, Piastri 34, Antonelli 22, Albon with 16, Ocon with 10, Stroll with 10 points as well, Hamilton with 9, Leclerc with 8, and there's already been a bit of friction as well between Hamilton and Leclerc already to start the season. They had to swap positions in qualifying, and Hamilton had to swap positions with Leclerc in the race as well. And there was a bit of a clash on the opening lap as well between Hamilton and Leclerc, which caused Leclerc to have front wing damage to the end plate. For me, I don't think that was Hamilton's fault for me. Hamilton already shut the door for me. I don't know why Charles Leclerc tried to make that move, but to be fair, the move was there to be made on the inside. But I think for me, that's just a racing incident, in my opinion. And already it's already been back-to-back races where Hamilton and Charles Leclerc have both have both yachts. So I think Fred Vasseur needs to have a look at that. But for me, he's to blame as well for giving both drivers priority for the start of the season as well. And for me, it's just going to be the same old again with Ferrari every season. We've seen it with Leclerc and Sainz, we've seen it with Leclerc and Vettel, and we've seen it with Fernando Alonso at Ferrari as well. I just don't know what. And Ferrari is supposed to be the poster boys of Formula One. It's simply not good enough from them. It really isn't. They're just not good enough team members, in my opinion. That's what I put it down to. They haven't got good strategy either. So, but anyways, Hulkenberg's in the 11th in the driver standings. Berman with 4 points, Tsunoda with 3, and Sainz with 1. Gasly, Hadjar, Lawson, Doohan, Alonso, and Bottas are the only drivers yet not to score points. And finally, constructor standings. McLaren already building the gap with Mercedes in 2nd, Red Bull 3rd, Williams in 4th, Ferrari in 5th, Haas in 6th, Aston Martin 7th, Sauber in 8th, Racing Bulls in 9th, and Alpine are the only team who are yet to score points this season. But I think that will change because Alpine, I do think Alpine and Perdazzi especially will score points, and I think that'll be the first. I think that season, I don't think we had any teams scoring points, did we? I don't think that season we had every team scoring points. I'm pretty sure Sauber missed out on the points, or actually I think Chotwan Yu might have actually scored points in the final race of the season. I'm pretty sure. But anyways, everyone's going to score points this season, in my opinion. Maybe not at Sauber, but maybe, who knows? But yeah, and that's pretty much it. What I've got to say. So that is my Chinese Grand Prix review. Also, Piastri leading a dominant, comfortable 1-2 victory until the final lap, where Lando Norris had brake pedal issues, but Lando Norris does hold on to that 2nd place. And it kind of hots up the championship quite early between the two of them, with Norris getting a race win in Australia and Piastri getting a race win in China. How it all changes in the week where Piastri suffered a bit of heartbreak in Australia going into the travel, which cost him his race, but managed to get back in the points. And now, which could have easily been a McLaren 1-2 and easier Piastri win in Australia, and how it all changes. Piastri gets the win in China, and Lando Norris was the one who had a bit of a struggle near the end. So, but McLaren do get the 1-2, and it's the perfect start to McLaren to this Drivers' Championship and Constructors' Championship as well. So I will see you all in Japan, which is in 2 weeks' time. Feel free to leave your thoughts down below in the comments on the whole weekend down below in the comments. And and what is everyone's opinions on everything that I've spoke about. Take care, stay safe, and see you all later, as Oscar Piastri wins in Shanghai to make it back-to-back wins for McLaren to start off the season.